It is The Riot on RadioU.
So welcome to your Friday podcast.
Friday?
Yes, we're still raising money, so that's why it's not longer, but we'll be back soon to a normal length of podcast coming soon.
It's wonderful. Everyone's so excited.
But again, can we say thank you to so many amazing podcast listeners that we're seeing in the donations?
Love it.
If you go to RadioU.com, you can learn more about supporting RadioU, and that supports The Riot, which makes this podcast possible. But put that in the comments section. It has been so nice to see all the positive comments about Another P, our podcasts.
Yeah, so thank you guys so much. Again,
thank you.
Make sure that when you do give, that you do put it in the or in the comments field. You say, hey, I'm a podcast listener. Because we want to hear that from you guys as well. Today in the podcast, it's it's the age-old will they, won't they? And, of course, I'm talking about the iPhone XS Max and Nikki.
Well, will they or won't they?
And, that long-term flirt they've had going on.
Or find out. I'll cover something.
Mm-hmm. So we talk that. We talk about Bow Wow. We talk about, what else do we talk about?
We talked about Christopher Nolan.
Christopher Nolan and what really gets him angry.
In case you ever wondered what bothers him the most.
Mm-hmm. And some other stuff. I can't remember what.
Where's your list at?
You know what? I didn't make a list. I normally make one while we talk, and I didn't.
You just didn't do it.
Man, it's been a long week. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's Friday. I'm ready for the good times. I'm ready for the fundraiser.
Well, enjoy this podcast, and don't forget, RadioU Riot. Follow us on our Facebook page, and if you want to help support, RadioU.com.
It's The Riot.
Think Obadiah owns too many video games?
Get us out of here! Roger that.
Well, maybe you'll think differently when... Okay, you're right. There's no conceivable scenario where anyone needs that many. The Riot on RadioU.
We're just over 3 hours past the pre-order window for the iPhone XS and XS Max.
Yes, and the iPhone... I'm not remembering the letters yet.
You could not yet pre-order the iPhone XR. Pre-orders for that begin October 19th. And yes, I know it's the XS and the XR, but I'm tired of Apple telling me what to do.
So this morning you could order something.
Mm-hmm.
The Max.
Dude,
the 10 Max.
The XS and the 10 Max, they ship starting on my birthday.
Yeah, they do.
Next Friday.
They do.
So that's 1 week from today. Now, here's my question. A little over 3 hours.
Uh-huh.
Did you do it?
I am going to not say a thing until something's here.
Okay.
So then that way...
Well, then you just said it.
Well, no, I'm not going to say like what and if anything, because maybe I'm waiting until October. Maybe I'm going to do that one. Maybe I ordered something this morning. Maybe it's going to take a while to get in.
You know what? If I see Eric come in bleary-eyed and tired, I'll know.
I made him get up.
You made him get up in the middle of the night and pre-order your phone.
No, it has to be me. I'm always the one who gets
Here's
up and
what's going to happen. You're going to get that phone, and then you're just going to be like, oh, my gosh, okay.
Did they send me that one? I ordered the cheap one.
I know it's expensive, but let me tell you right now, it is the best.
It is the Max.
I have never had anything this wonderful in my whole life, and oh my gosh.
I'm not saying it, though. You can't. We're not going to find out until something comes in.
You know what? Here's the thing that really upsets me
What?
is that you pre-ordered it.
No, I haven't said if I did or did not.
I'm saying that you did.
No.
And you don't have to confirm or deny it. I'm living in my own world over here. And that thing's going to come in on my birthday.
No, it's not.
And it's going to completely overshadow my birthday.
No, it's not going to.
I'm not going to get any presents because everybody's like, well, we gave your present to Nikki to help her afford the phone she needs.
Listen, if it did come next Friday, which is your birthday,
it would
be later in the day.
You'd have to give it to me.
And we'd already have done your birthday stuff.
You would be like, you know what? I'm sorry. Here.
No.
Happy birthday.
All right, so I'm not going to talk about what if I ordered anything.
All right.
Until something comes in.
Then I want to ask a different question.
Yes.
All right. Let's say that this $239 phone that I bought.
Your Google or your, what is
my
it?
Motorola G. It's a Moto G6.
Yeah, what about it?
Okay. Let's say that this right here was the iPhone XS Max.
Yeah, 10 Max.
Whatever. Would you give me $1,400 for it if I could hand it to you right now?
What?
Would you write me a check, or maybe you could cash it to me through the Cash App? $1,400.
I put it on my credit card to get the points.
Okay. All right, fine. If I could take a credit card and it was here and $1,400, Nikki.
I'm going to confirm or deny.
$1,400.
No, maybe I didn't get that big a storage size.
Okay. All right. $1,300.
I'm not going which one I got.
Would you
if
be
I got
willing,
anything, I'm not going to say.
Would you be willing
to pay you that money?
To pay me that if I could hand it to you right now?
Not going to say.
Yes or no?
Not going to say.
That's because the answer is yes. I can
not
see it.
Not going to say. I don't want you to put yes or no's into me. No, you're well or yes.
Here's what.
You're going to have to wait and find out.
I just want to remind you that there are 2 costs for this new iPhone. There is...
My soul?
No. Okay, 3 costs. Your soul. But I feel like you gave that to Apple a long time ago. Okay? But I feel like the other costs that are involved are the $1,300 to $1,400.
Yeah.
And the 12 to 18 months of aggravation that I'm going to put you through.
Oh, because if I have that?
That's built into the price.
Well, stay tuned because we'll find out on another Riot.
Another edition of the Riot.
Another special edition of the Riot.
Do you want to find out?
Did I get?
Then you better support so the Riot can come back after the fundraiser
I'll
and
keep
talk.
it a surprise. Like I might say when it comes in, but I'll keep it a surprise and I'll bring it in and I won't let people know what it is.
Who's it a surprise for?
For you. Ta-da!
I think you're overestimating how much we care about your phone.
You don't care about it at all. That's a game I won't surprise
I just want to know.
I'm just going to keep it a secret.
How much I should bother you about
then
it.
We can pay higher or lower. How much it was.
What's worse than finding grounds in your coffee? Finding grounds in your coffee while listening to the Riot.
It's the worst of the Riot on Radio U.
You guys have anything in your life that you like to smack around? Reminded who's boss? Because I really feel like that's a symptom of how we feel, disempowered in other areas of our life, that we then have to find something that we have to show it that we're better than it is.
It's just something that happens.
Yeah, you know who I'm talking about, right? Hulu.
Well, Hulu was especially rough in the beginning because they're like, oh, you can watch, but here, watch all the commercials. And then they're like, oh, but you're paying for no commercials. Okay, well, here's just a little commercials.
How about some commercials?
It was a really tough time to kind of like it. They've done a little better recently, so we still make fun of it, but it's not as bad.
Well, part of the reason I make fun of it is because I feel like it's a pathetic friend that hit the lottery. And so they have,
What an explanation.
Am I getting it wrong?
No, you're not.
Am I getting it wrong?
Like, ouch.
But let's think about it, okay? We make fun of them for a long time, and then every once in a while I'm like, you know what?
They got something.
You got that toy I like. I'm going to come over and play with you for a little while, but just to be clear, it's the toy, it's not you. And then every once in a while, and by every once in a while, I mean 3 times in the last 3 weeks, Hulu's like, hey.
Me.
Hey. How about a free month? You can come back for a free month? We'll give you a free month. You want to have a free month? Come back for a free month, big guy.
Well,
come on.
There's something you want to watch, though.
I know, that's a problem. I don't really care about Castle Rock. I do love 30 Rock. I've been looking into just
The Rocks.
I like The Rock. Mm-hmm. Dwayne?
No, I just mean you seem to favor shows that have The Rock in the title. Not that you like them, but you're just watching them.
Actors, shows, rocks. Because you know what, Nikki? I'm a rock kind of guy.
Okay.
It's just the stuff I like.
So you're going to go back, or?
No, I don't think.
No,
well, you know what? I hang on to them because you're like, well, maybe. I don't know.
If I don't have anybody else to date this weekend, I'll go out with you.
I have we are just overly glutted with options because where I'm at right now is I watched the first episode of Iron Fist, which, man, why do I like it? Why am I watching it? But I just want to keep watching it.
There's nothing wrong with that. You don't make fun of Netflix like you do Hulu, so there's nothing wrong with it.
That's because Netflix is the really cool friend that you have. That, like, they have some toys that you like, but you're just like, you know what?
You'll go over and play.
At this point, I don't even care what toys you have. We're just friends. We're just hanging out. It does bring me back to the idea that if, even in the waxing and waning, I'm faithful to Netflix no matter what at $15 a month, 4 screens, 4K. You know what I'm saying? I know somebody else that maybe they wax and wane. Some days they're funny. Some days they're not so funny. Some days you turn it on, you hear the exact song you want to hear. Other days you're like, this song's okay.
But you still turn in and you appreciate it and you need it.
Still hanging with them.
So maybe consider donating to Radio U.
Come on.
That would be nice.
The Riot. Turn it down.
And rip the knob off.
Radio U.
Nikki, I think you and we should have a spa day.
A what? Oh, a spa day?
Yeah.
Oh, can we go get our nails done?
Well, you know what? I was thinking more along the lines of, have you ever had a vampire facial?
No, but I do know what it is.
Have you been thinking about it?
No, I don't do too many. I've done dermabrasion, which is like the...
Microdermabrasion?
Yeah.
Isn't that basically a Brillo pad? They just scrub
No, it's a little knife, a little scalpel thing. It doesn't hurt.
Even worse.
No, it doesn't even hurt at all.
It's
and they
worse.
just scrape at your skin and stuff.
Okay. Again, just to let you know, the way you described it, not great. They just take
a little scalpel.
It's not a big deal. They take a scalpel and they scrape your skin.
It feels weird because it's just like, well, you're probably used to it. It's like shaving, but we never shave our face, so it's
actually that's a good point.
It's
that's
a
probably
really weird feeling.
Do you know what's funny? I actually read an article. It's been like a couple of years ago that said one of the reasons why you often see men that have young-looking
Better skin
on their face is because when they shave, it is a form of dermabrasion.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's the same thing. And so we don't do that. And if you go get the dermabrasion done,
basically they're shaving your face.
It's pretty much it. Yeah.
Do you just want to borrow some of my razors?
No, I don't.
I have got a shave butter that I like.
Well, it has like a facial built in with it, so it's a little bit more than just like shaving, but it basically is just shaving.
Hang on, we'll shave you.
Yeah,
and then I got a nice aftershave.
Oh no,
it has a wonderful smell. I love it.
Well, I don't think that's what I'm up for.
It's the same thing.
It's not. Well,
your own words. That it was the same.
That part of it, but not the facial.
Now back to this vampire facial.
Yeah, they just do needles and blood.
Here's what they do is depending on what kind you get, they pull blood out of you, and then they kind of rub it onto your face.
Well, I think what they do is they draw blood,
right,
and then I think they spin it or something.
Sure.
So then they take part of the blood once it's done something,
mm-hmm.
and then they take needles and lightly inject it kind of back into your face, like they're tapping it in.
Mm-hmm. Well, here's
and then that's hopefully going to make your skin younger.
So they say that one of the things that has made the vampire facial more popular is Kim Kardashian, because she says that she does it. And there's a spa in Albuquerque where you can have it done.
Yeah.
And I'm reading up on it because they got a little problem there. Looks like they're seeing a spread of hepatitis B and C
from the thing
through the spa.
Uh-oh.
That
is bad.
It actually gets scarier than that. They have asked basically everybody that's been in for a vampire facial
to have to do a test.
They want to test you for HIV and hepatitis B and C.
Oh my gosh.
Because they're not using the proper procedures for the needles.
Well, then they're doing it wrong. That is scary. You don't think about that stuff.
No, I'm out. What mani-pedi, you think?
Yeah, like I said, let's go get our nails done.
Sure.
Riot skips work.
I do. The thing is, though, just like with how I could shave your face, you could bite my nails for me, and then it would be like we both, because I bite my nails. You bite my nails. I'll shave your face.
Well, okay.
What a great day we'll have together.
Yeah, I can't wait. So let's finish the fundraiser soon, so
and
then
we'll
we can schedule that.
Yeah,
we'll plan it later.
You're hearing it for the first time, and it sounds terrible.
It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
So I'm looking at two things that to me are related. So walk with me a little bit. You guys know who Bow Wow is? He's a hip hop artist.
Yes, okay.
And he yesterday, I don't know if you saw this, it might have been 2 days ago.
No, I saw a few. The article about, because you've had a couple of high profile hip hop artists who have passed away recently.
Yes.
And this is kind of jumping off from that.
Yeah, it's so basically we've seen some drug overdoses and some drug related deaths. And he just kind of came out and he's like, look, you need to stop with the drug thing. And he was talking about how he got to a point where he was addicted to lean, which is basically a mixture of cough syrup and codeine and either other alcohol or even soda or something like that. And he was talking about how his one album, he basically made the whole thing high.
Yeah.
And he ended up in the hospital, had a drug scare, whatever, and he stopped. But he didn't call it just abuse. He straight up called it addiction.
That was his life.
Right. And so he's kind of speaking out saying, hey, guys, you should watch the drugs. You should lay off the drugs. And I look at that and there's something else that I think about. Yes, drugs, but then the FDA yesterday, they kind of issued an ultimatum, I want to say 60 days, to the manufacturers of Juul and other rigs for e-cigs.
Yeah.
And said, look, this is like people under 18 are buying this everywhere. You've got 60 days to figure out how you're going to stop people buying these, because they say the numbers among the teenage population that are doing Juul and other inhalers, like they're saying that it's skyrocketing. Like they actually in their press release used the word epidemic when they talked about it.
Well, and it's sad when you see these companies that make these rigs and stuff, and they're like, I don't know why, they're sticking their head in the sand, and yet they know very well what they're doing.
Look, they know exactly what they're doing. They absolutely know.
But they act like they don't, and it's like, nope, you do know what you're doing.
They do know. And you know what? Bow Wow talks about something that we've talked about here on the show, and I feel like it's worth bringing it back out, and that is just don't start. Like, stopping something is difficult. One of the best ways that you can not have to stop something is to not start it.
Yeah.
So just don't start it. Now, if you're in the middle of stopping it, you know what? God wants to help you. We want to see you get the support you need. We want you to stop. But I think anybody that's in the middle of trying to stop something would be happy to go back and to have never started.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there.
Well, I've always met a lot of people who are like, oh, it's fine. I don't have a problem with it. But man, to roll the dice.
You don't know.
You don't know when something will be a problem for you or when it develops into a problem later on. And it's just better to just not do it.
Nikki's got a great point there, too. I've heard other people make that observation where it's like, hey, you don't know if it's going to be a problem for you until it becomes a problem.
Yeah, and then you're too late.
That's when you know, and then it's too late. It's not worth the risk. So that's something to think about as you're headed into the weekend, and there are a lot of opportunities to start. Don't start.
That's your riot word for the day. Don't.
Turn it up loud enough and your neighbors will call the cops. Because it's obviously a cry for help. It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
Everybody has things in their life that's important to them, right? Like, you've got stuff that's important to you that is maybe not necessarily important to somebody else. And you know what? I get that.
That's normal. That's how it is.
It's totally normal. So you guys know who Christopher Nolan is? He's the guy that made the Batman movies.
Yes.
Interstellar, Inception, The Prestige, Memento. He's made a lot of movies, right?
Yeah.
Nikki, he's got some things that are important to him.
What does he say?
You know what? It just really rubs him the wrong way. Just drives him crazy that he wants to see stop.
What is it?
You know how you get a new TV and it has what they call like the soap opera effect? Where,
the initial setting of the TV?
Yeah, like your characters look all smoothed out and they move funny and it doesn't look quite right.
I always it looks a lot like British television if you watch like the BBC or something on how they film certain things there. But yes, something is off of it.
Well, you know what? Christopher Nolan hates that.
So what's he do? He just fix the settings.
He's teaming up with Paul Thomas Anderson. And along with some other people in the Directors Guild of America, they are reaching out to TV manufacturers and saying, hey,
just stop it.
If you want to put that dumb feature in your TV, it's a free country, okay? But
don't do it on that.
Don't make it the default setting, please.
I can see why they're mad, because then for most people who don't realize there's a setting on their TV,
they don't know.
They don't touch their TV. They don't ever fix things, or because the setting is there so that your rooms vary. And so like your bedroom, your living room, your lighting, someone else's lighting is all going to be different. So you should go into your settings. But a lot of people don't, and they don't want their movies being seen in that light and someone thinking, what did they do wrong?
You know who else is pretty passionate about you guys stopping that?
Who?
The brothers that make Stranger Things.
Oh, yes.
I can't remember. I want to call them the Russo. Yes, Duff Brothers.
Duff Brothers.
The Russo brothers directed Avengers Infinity War. It's the Duff Brothers. They were the ones that, like, on their last press tour for Stranger Things 2, they were like, would you people please fix your TVs?
Just right.
Please.
Watch it how you're supposed to watch it the right way.
They said, I love this, they said sometimes they go into Best Buy and go through the TVs and change the settings.
But people aren't going to buy those normally.
Well, if you're smart, you're buying a display model.
Ah, true.
That's where the money is. You go over to the open box section. And that's where you can really save some money.
Listen, if you're a part of a movie or a TV show, that way you're going to be passionate about it. We understand.
Hey, man, they mean business about it. So they're, crafting a white paper. I made that part up. But they are reaching out to, and here's some of the things they want. They want it to be a single button on a TV that people will be able to press to get rid of that.
Yeah,
or to not bury it in the settings. So you would, like the first level of settings, you would see that on the settings.
I love right now, a lot of you guys are listening. You're like, oh yeah, totally. While you're making a reminder this afternoon when you get home to change your settings on your TV.
Christopher Nolan wants you to do it. Do
and
it for him.
You didn't know about it and you forgot about it.
I will say that if you ever get bored and you want to get more out of your TV, and this is
little insider.
If you go ahead, like grab your TV, like manufacturer and the model number, and if you Google that and then Google with it something like, what's the word?
Like a forum.
But there's a word for it where you calibrate it. Like calibration or calibration settings.
So someone's done the work for you.
They have.
So just grab their work.
And I will tell you, every TV I have, like if you do a little bit of research on it, you will find someone that has done the calibration, and dude, it's great. Like it really will pull a better picture out of your TV if you do it. So just a thought.
Ready for the fundraiser?
I'm just out here helping Christopher Nolan, you know?
Thanks for listening to the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Oh no! I missed it! Do it again!
You can hear us live every day on the RadioU network through the RadioU app or at riot.radiou.com.